So I'm going to tell you about the Mercury stack. It's good for WordPress. It makes it really fast. So what is it, right? Normally if you're on a normal host, they'll host your WordPress installation on an operating system called CentOS. Now CentOS is slow. It's not got, you can't get the latest version of PHP, you can't get the latest version of MySQL. The reason why hosts use it is because it's got compatibility, so it reduces their maintenance costs, their support costs, but compatibility with other stuff, not just WordPress, right? So anyway, Mercury stack uses Ubuntu 14.04, which is really fast, one of the best Linux operating systems out there. But then, so WordPress runs in PHP. Now normally PHP is interpreted, right? That means that as the pages are loading and running, it turns it into machine code just one line at a time, or as the pages are running, right? Now the Mercury stack uses something called HHVM, created by Facebook, because Facebook is written in PHP, and when Facebook started getting big, they realised that interpreted PHP wasn't fast enough, so they made something called HHVM compiler. It's Hip Hop Virtual Machine, which basically compiles your PHP pages into machine code in advance. So that makes your pages, depends on what you're doing. For WooCommerce websites, if you've got a lot of products, it can make your pages 5 to 10 times faster, right? Just from that one thing alone. Now it's 100% compatible with, well, it's 100% compatible with WooCommerce. There are some incompatibilities. So like BuddyPress, it doesn't work with BuddyPress, but the Mercury stack, it will fall back. It's called failover, right? But it falls back to use PHP if an error occurs. So you do get 100% compatibility, and you get the benefits basically of the performance where it will work, which is, as long as you're not using BuddyPress, you get 100% compatibility, and it will always be using HHVM. So that's your compiled pages. Then WordPress also uses MySQL. Now MySQL is a great database, can handle millions and billions of rows in your database, but there are two forks that are really popular of MySQL that are 100% compatible. One of them is called MariaDB, one of them is called PerconaDB. Now I use, in the Mercury stack, I use PerconaDB. It's about 80% faster than MySQL, but that's not all. It also doesn't suffer from dips in performance. You get dips in performance with MySQL every time it's cleaning up, every 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You see some graphs on my on my Mercury service page. So PerconaDB is another part of it. Then you also get a whole bunch of caching. So you get memcached, which is great for if you have multiple servers. It's great for distributed caching. I also use something called APC caching, which is, I tend to use that. When I'm setting up Mercury stack, I'll tend to use W3 Total Cache, and I'll use disk cache for page caching, and I use APC caching for object caching, and potentially also for database caching. Depends how much memory you've got on your server. The more memory you've got, the more you can take advantage of caching. And what that means is that then it doesn't have to, run the database calls at all if they've already been run before. Now in front of all that we have Varnish, which is a absolutely lightning fast HTTP accelerator. It basically has a copy of your entire page served up for the users, really fast, and basically it's lightning fast, but that's only for fully cached pages. It makes the scalability of your site huge, right? So you can have thousands and thousands of simultaneous users without even hitting your PHP HHVM code. Also, yeah, the other thing, instead of, most hosts will use a web server called Apache. Now Apache, again, it's really popular because it's compatible with so many different things, but there's a better one that's far faster, has a lower memory footprint, scales better, and it's called Nginx, and so the Mercury stack uses Nginx. Again, you combine all these things together, you're talking, depends on how many products you've got in or how many posts you've got in your WordPress database, but you're talking overall anything between 5 and 50 times faster. It's really that fast. Now what you can expect with the Mercury stack is 100 millisecond page load time. Now that's lightning fast. That's like basically you're now playing at the same speed as the big boys. So I've got a service where I can install it for you. I've got it basically all scripted. or you can do it yourself and just follow the script if you're not scared of SSH. But if you want me to do it for you, I'm very happy to do it. Just find it on the service page. If you've got any other questions, I'm going to be setting up a forum on the site so you guys can all ask me questions. Alright, but that's the Mercury stack. It's awesome.